Greetings, wayward fans. Thank you all for watching. My name is Kripke, and I will be your guide as we dive into another episode analysis video. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Episode 4 of this season is called Phantom Traveler, and the first episode that involves a demonic possession. This very dangerous demon is forcing planes out of the sky and crashing them. If he is not stopped, more innocent lives will be lost. And worst of all, Dean has to conquer his fear of flying in 40 minutes. Have you heard of a disaster demon before? This particular demon causes human carnage with disasters, both natural and man-made. His current technique is forcing an aircraft to crash exactly 40 minutes of flight time. If you're ever on a plane and someone says to you, "Wow, time really does fly," start to panic. Let the hunt begin. This demon goes back centuries, as his main goal is to cause death on a massive scale. He's a very special class of demon, such as Samhain, Akari, or the Seven Deadly Sins. Takes pleasure in causing chaos and calamity, with nature, disease, and man-made catastrophes. The larger the human carnage, the more gratification he gets.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Most demons have names, but his is unknown. He sometimes goes by Disaster Demon. This demon of today has a new twist on creating disasters. He first uses demonic possession on someone going onto the flight and targets one filled with people. Then after 40 minutes of flight, causes it to crash. Sam found this pattern in the last 6 crashes in the past decade. No survivors, except this last one. Things become more urgent when they discover that the demon is going after the 7 survivors of the last crash. This means any of them that attempt to fly, he will crash it, regardless of how many more lives it takes. The clock is now ticking for the Winchesters.
I mean, demons, they don't want anything, just death and destruction for its own sake. And this is big.
This demon possesses the common abilities of most other demons, but because he falls under the rare special demon, he does have a few unique characteristics. Demonic possession. Certain creatures require human bodies to interact with the physical world. These are normally spiritual beings, such as angels and demons. But unlike other demons, this demon could possess people through their eyes instead of their mouth. Electromagnetic interference is an ability or side effect of a supernatural entity's presence that causes nearby electronics to malfunction. After being expelled from the co-pilot's body and into the plane, the demon caused the power to fail in an attempt to make the plane crash. Immortality. Being a demon, he was immune from aging and disease, which affects not only their smoke form, but their host's form as well. One unique feature about this demon is that the spirit form looks more like angry bees instead of smoke. Super strength. This demon was strong enough to open a plane door in mid-air despite the intense pressure outside. However, Sam and Dean were able to overpower it together while performing an exorcism and holy water. Invulnerability is the ability to withstand any amount of physical damage or harmful force, causing little, if any, harm or pain to the individual. The demon was able to survive its vessels being blown out of a plane or killed in the plane crash itself. In case you run into a similar demon, this is how the Winchesters banished him back to hell.
On the cockpit voice recorder, remember what the EVP said?
No survivors. It's going after all the survivors.
Sam and Dean realized that the demon is going to kill all the survivors of the crash, and found that flight attendant Amanda Walker was going to be flying that night. They reached the airport in time and tried to persuade her from going on the flight, so they decided they must catch the same flight and exorcise the demon.
Well, I kind of have this problem with, flying? It's never really been an issue until now. Why do you think I drive everywhere, Sam?
Once on the plane, they do an EMF sweep and found that the co-pilot is the demon. They enlist Amanda's help to try and prevent another crash and have her lure him back to the gallery where they will take over. Dean pins the co-pilot to the floor, tosses holy water on him to keep him temporarily subdued, while Sam starts the exorcism. After a long struggle, Sam completes the first part of the exorcism, and the demon was released from the human host, but now is wreaking havoc on the plane. Sam was able to finish the last part of the exorcism, and the demon was shocked back to hell. The plane is now safe, and Dean will now need a comb. This is the analysis and reveal, where I put the episode under a microscope for your entertainment and knowledge. Number 1. This is the first episode where Dean uses an EMF meter to search for evidence. It is also the prototype he built using an old Walkman tape player before he built the smaller and more iconic EMF he will regularly use.
It's an EMF meter.
But why does that one look like a busted up Walkman?
Because that's what I made it out of. It's homemade.
Number 2.
Excuse me. Are you Amanda?
No, I'm not.
Oh, my mistake.
Now this is interesting. The flight attendant is actually played by actress Amanda Wood. So technically, she does know who Amanda is. Number 3. The plane flying over Sam and Dean at the end of the episode is an Air Canada plane, as the series is filmed primarily in British Columbia. Number 4.
This is John Winchester. I can't be reached. If this is an emergency, call my son Dean. 785-555-0179.
Back in 2005, if you were to call that number left by John Winchester, you actually got a message from Dean. The message said, "This is Dean Winchester. If this is an emergency, please leave a message. If you are calling about 11-283, page me with your coordinates." Strangely enough, 11-283 is the date of Mary Winchester's death. That's very odd. Number 5.
Cristo.
The use of Cristo to make a demon reveal itself is only mentioned again in Season 14, episode Optimism.
Must have dropped that.
Your hand is wet.
Cristo!
Did you say something?
Number 6. This episode marks the first time the Winchesters dress in suits to impersonate federal agents. Number 7. When the Winchesters were driving towards Nazareth, this seems to be the same shot used in another episode, in Born Under a Bad Sign, Season 2, Episode 14. Number 8. Sam and Dean pose as Homeland Security agents, Jerry Waynack and Robert Singer. Robert Singer is one of the executive producers of the show, and Jerry Waynack is the production designer. This was, of course, long before the character of Robert Bobby Singer was introduced. On to cultural references. Number 1.
Dean and your dad really helped me out.
Yeah, you told me it was Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Man, I love that movie.
Hey, nobody's talking to you. Keep walking.
The movie Poltergeist came out in 1982, which was about a family's home being haunted by mischievous spirits and a violent spirit known as the Beast. There was also a remake back in 2015. Number 2.
Okay, what can I do for you?
All right, this is gonna sound nuts, but we just don't have time for the whole "the truth is out there" speech right now.
All right, look, we know you were on Flight 2485.
The Truth is Out There is a familiar reference to the popular TV series The X-Files, which ran from 1993 to 2002 and then recently revived. Number 3.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Yeah, I grabbed a couple hours.
You liar. 'Cause I was up at 3, and you were watching the George Foreman infomercial.
Hey, what can I say? It's riveting TV.
George Foreman was a famous heavyweight boxer who is now best known for his late-night ads, where he flogs his electric Foreman grill. Number 4.
Man, I look like one of the Blues Brothers. No, you don't. You look more like a 7th grader at his first dance.
The Blues Brothers were a comedic R&B duo comprised of John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd that originated on the late-night show Saturday Night Live and later made into 2 movies. Number 5.
Judge?
If the guy was possessed, it's possible.
Yeah, but this goes way beyond floating over a bed or barfing pea soup. I mean, it's one thing to possess a person, but to use them to take down an entire airplane?
This is a reference to the film The Exorcist back in 1973, in which a little girl is possessed by a demon. Among her afflictions are levitating and projectile vomiting, which is pea soup. Number 6.
Come on.
This is Amanda Walker.
Miss Walker. Hi, this is Dr. James Hetfield from St. Francis Memorial Hospital.
James Hetfield is the lead singer and guitarist of Metallica. Number 7.
You humming Metallica?
Calms me down.
The song that Dean is humming to calm himself down on the plane is called Some Kind of Monster by Metallica. Number 8.
Plane went down.
Where'd this happen?
About 60 miles west of here near Nazareth.
I'll try to ignore the irony in that. Let's go.
Where?
Nazareth.
The pilot who crashed the plane in Nazareth was trying to get over his fear of flying after surviving a plane crash. By him facing his fear could be described as hair of the dog that bit him. This quib is also a well-known song by the rock group Nazareth. And now on to Have I Seen You Before? Or Deja Vu. Number 1. Brian Markinson, who plays Jerry Panowski, also played Stan Thompson, father of Sam's partner, Amelia Richardson, in Season 8, Episode 8, Huntery Heroicy.
Damn right it was a poltergeist, practically tore our house apart. I'll tell you something. If it wasn't for you and your dad, I probably wouldn't be alive.
So is that your car outside? The Impala?
Yeah, it was my dad's.
Guy had good taste.
Number 2. Daryl Shuttleworth, who played Chuck Lambert, also played Sheriff Rick Carnegie in Season 5, Episode 5, Fallen Idols.
How long we been up? Almost 40 minutes. Wow. Time really does fly.
Agents Bottom and Copeland.
Rick Carnegie, good to know you. So you're here on account of Cal Hopkins' death? That's right. Well, afraid you came a long way for nothing.
On to continuity errors. Now for some fun. I'm going to show you a very short clip from the episode, and let's see if you can find the error. Pause the video if needed for more time. Number 1. The twin-engine plane had the registration number C-GBBP when it was on the ground. In flight, it was shown as C-GUTV. Number 2.
Right. Her sister Karen said her flight leaves Indianapolis at 8 p.m. It's her first night back on the job.
Oh, that sounds like just our luck.
Dean, this is a 5-hour drive, man.
Right there. They're boarding in 30 minutes. Okay. We still have some cards to play. We need to find a phone.
When Sam and Dean got to the airport, Sam said they had a half hour to go to get on the plane because the plane left at 8 p.m. But earlier, when they were in the car, he said that there was a 5-hour drive and that they would never make it in time. That would make it 2:30 in the afternoon. But if you look, it's dark outside. On to goofs. Number 1.
I think we can go more subtle. If she's possessed, she'll flinch at the name of God.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
What?
say it in Latin.
I know.
In Latin, it's Christo.
Sam reminds Dean that a demon will flinch when the name of God is spoken, and to say it in Latin, which is Christo. But that is incorrect. The Latin word for God is Deus, not Christo. Looks like Sam better freshen up on his Latin.
Christo.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Christo?
I didn't.
Nothing, never mind.
Now let's tally up the total kills done by... Wait a second. Since he doesn't have a name, let's call him Steve. Okay, now let's tally up the total kills done by Steve, who never wears a watch. Sam found that in the last decade, 6 planes had crashed exactly 40 minutes after taking off, killing all on board. So if there were roughly 100 people on each flight, that comes up to about 600 plus people. During this year, 2 planes went down, including a twin engine. So not including the survivors brings the total to just over 700 kills. My Cristo! All of those murdered and only 6 survivors! I think Steve wins the award for most kills this season. If you would like to know more about real haunted flights, be sure to check out the links in the description below. If anyone has an interest in real paranormal investigating, or simply have a story, video, or photo you'd like to share, reach out to Thomas D'Agostino, public speaker, author of 12 books, and over 38 years of paranormal investigating. He is always looking for new stories and experiences to share. You can find his contact info in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to become a member of Kripke's Supernatural Hunters. And don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified of any new videos. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave me a comment or any questions you may have below. Thank you so much for watching, Wayward fans, and as always, carry on the hunt.